in honor of KB. I am your host. My name is Carlos Padilla. I am Captain of Lightning. With me, as always, is my co-host, Captain Shit Talker, Ark's worst player,
you know the vibes.
Noah Deverselli. Noah,
How's it going?
what is that you're drinking right there?
It's a Michi.
What's that next to the Michi?
Shit.
Purple?
A Mexican Pedialyte.
Is it? Oh, it's a Pedialyte. All right. You must have been partying too hard.
Nah.
Or were you playing video games too much, up all night?
COVID.
Response to everything. I love
Surro.
it. To my far right is my second co-host, again, Captain Shit Talker. He's that guy's center. Captain of Lights Out, Mr. B. Moore.
Yeah.
I guess that's how we do things.
Okay. And he follows it up with a fucking howdy.
Yeah. Here on the podcast, we have coordinator Titan Media, that drone guy, Mr. Joseph Amaya.
The one that doesn't misplace.
Mr. Amaya, you want to say hey? We've got Aviator Media. We've got Dan the Man. We've got the guy that does everything behind the scenes. You guys might not know his face, but you guys know what he does because you see it on a regular basis. Dan, say what's up.
Hey, hey.
I've got... Who do I have here? Oh, I don't have Hobby. I don't have that. Oh, I guess we got... Oh, I got Mr. I'm That Guy. Did I mention him?
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
Quarterback extraordinaire.
Turn center slot.
Turns center, plays everywhere, does everything.
Seymour?
Mr. Noah, miss.
Also provides the nice jerseys that we got.
Yeah, he makes winners jerseys.
Joey, you want to say something or just at least acknowledge your presence?
What's up, guys?
All right. We've got a couple guys in the peanut gallery, but we kept it light today. We're going to try and be as quick as we can. I mean, I'm trying to get us down under 2 hours because
Story of my life.
COVID.
Dodger game. Yes.
Dodger game. Amaya, you're going to be on the
Twitch.
board, just making sure all the questions get answered. We're doing it that way? More or less. Okay. Let's start off as we always do. We'll go with that Diva Division. Wait, you know what? I forgot. Gentlemen, toast.
Cheers, baby.
Episode
Cheers.
24 of the podcast. Gentlemen, thank you guys very much for being a part of it. We always appreciate everything you guys do to help us out.
Already got a comment. Start off.
I already have a comment.
Oh, who
Go
is it?
ahead.
From Javi. Nice, not centered banner.
I told you.
No.
Whatever. I don't care. Make sure.
Hey, you know, he's not here, so he can't complain.
It's a work in progress. Just all we gotta do is you know what? Move the camera. It'll be centered. We're good.
Centered.
Okay.
All right.
Done.
Perfect.
Thanks, Javi. Jerk. We'll start with the Diva Division as we always do.
Let's do it.
Let's jump onto Rack Sports. Gentlemen, if you guys aren't on there, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. We have all the stats, players, profiles. We know our rankings. I guess most people do anyway. We'll start off with surprises and disappointments. I've got 2 disappointments in front of me. On my right. Both losers this week.
Okay.
That's crazy.
The fuck?
I mean, you know,
That was crazy.
right?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Let's start with our early games. We had NTR Shockwave. Again, Shockwave. You're still laughing about that?
Who gave you sugar today?
Quiet peanut gallery.
Whoa.
What were you saying, Carlos?
NTR Shockwave. 50 to 18. Expected? Surprised? Anything?
Expected.
I didn't think Gary could throw the ball that much.
He's
50
done it multiple
points?
times,
He's had his
bro.
arm reconstructed 3 times.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's bionic.
He's
boy.
bionic. He's one of the oldest, but he's also...
Not surprised.
No.
Not surprised by that.
When he plays D2 teams, he actually wins.
Bang, bang.
NTR D2 team? Subliminal? Mm.
Well,
Gotcha.
Pretty direct.
Pretty easy. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I saw bits and pieces of the game. Every bit and piece I saw was Garrett just throwing a touchdown.
Yeah. 50 points up kind of sounds.
Toon Squad, B.O.B.
Yeah.
This game was one that I guess we were split on. We didn't. Some people had B.O.B. winning this game just based on sheer athletic ability. Some people had Toon Squad winning because it was a game they had to win. Turns out Toon Squad has those guys. They have the Warriors on their side, and they were able to pull out a W.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I picked Toon to win, but watching back
Yeah.
how they won it,
They shouldn't have won that
they
game.
shouldn't have won it.
They got them guys though.
I'm not taking anything away from them. Like, they did what they had to do to win that game, but.
I mean,
it's-
what
it's-
type of play call was
But
that?
you know what?
Really?
It was also the first of a doubleheader.
So that's why they won.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I mean, they were a part of two crazy endings.
they were.
That's
One
okay.
went their way and one.
Did not.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, DJ came up clutch with that pick 6 to ice the game.
Was
On the fucking 3-4 yard line? 2? The 2. I was statting that game, so I firsthand.
you were statting, but you weren't right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I was
on
statting.
2.
I was statting that.
Okay.
They were up right there, and DJ took that ball and ran away with it, put the game away.
That was called after a timeout too.
After a timeout.
That play.
Yeah, that was they called timeout
What a great play call.
to do that. Unlike second down too or first. Interesting.
Great fucking play call. BOB.
Second game of Toon Squad was against Misfits.
Yep.
This game went down to the
Wild.
wire.
Wild
game.
Wild.
Wow.
Were you statting that game?
I
Were
was
you
statting
refing
that-
that?
I
Oh,
was
okay,
statting
you were
that game.
statting that game. Okay. And then who was doing the footage of that game?
He's not here right
Yeah,
now.
he walked out on
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
just
was-
like he did at the end of the game.
Nowhere to be found when you want him.
You know, I mean, gentlemen, I will say those drones and Titan Media can probably verify my claims. Those drones are good for about half an hour on that battery.
Yep.
And so we do what we can. We try and snip and cut where we can, but when a game is going a little bit too long, we can't control those drones.
Yep, and so if you
And,
want them to have better batteries or extra batteries, go ahead and click that subscribe button.
Hey,
And all that money made on Twitch will go straight to extra batteries for the media guys, alright? So don't hit that subscribe button, alright?
I like how he does that. It's like he's done it before. Yeah?
I've streamed a time or two.
Stream. All right. Let's talk about that second game. Misfits, Toon Squad. Again, Kamish Manny was tight-lipped on that one, as he usually is on certain games. He did conveniently schedule Toon Squad the second of a back-to-back. I think that might have played a role in why Toon Squad just
Gave
Had-
up with
had-
what, 3 seconds left?
not that they gave up. It was a mental lapse, is what it was. That's what I'm gonna call it. A mental lapse. Okay. You remember that last play? That Hail Mary?
Oh, yeah.
Can you know what? Yeah, talk about it for a little bit. Talk about that play, because I mean I wasn't there.
So I believe, Amaya can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Misfits got the ball back with 4 seconds. And I was on the sideline and someone's like, oh, like this game's over, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Who was that said that?
I don't remember. I can't remember off the top.
I just remember Kizo throwing deuces up to all of the
So that-
Misfits' face.
That
on
did
the
happen,
sideline.
right? So they scored with 4 seconds
Right
left.
after they scored.
You know,
Wow.
you go up 6. You go up 6 with 4
So
seconds
Kizo
left.
went up
Like
to the
this,
sideline and was
in their face.
Deuces in face.
Yeah.
So you expect, you go up 6 with 4 seconds
Okay.
left, and a quarterback who can't throw the ball more than 45 yards, you expect to win that.
Yeah.
Ball gets snapped, Manny takes it, holds it for a second, throws it to the side, to the right side, behind the line to Andrew.
Okay.
Andrew catches the ball and throws a fucking duck up into quadruple coverage.
Yeah.
An
So, okay,
absolute duck.
He's a lefty, right?
I believe,
I believe
yeah.
he's a lefty.
Yeah,
Did he
he
have
is.
his gloves on? Because
Yeah.
usually when he's
Yeah.
not playing quarterback, he's got his gloves on.
Yeah.
So he threw the ball with his gloves on, which
They
is again duck.
Threw a duck to about the 20-yard line.
Okay, so it wasn't even end zone.
No,
Okay.
nowhere near the end zone.
Okay.
And one of the Toon Squad DBs, I believe it was DJ, bats the ball down. But when he bats the ball down, it literally just falls.
I think he was actually trying to catch it, but he has brick hands.
Was he the only one? I don't. I
No,
didn't
so
see
there was 3 or 4 of them right there.
Now, did they rush one or did they rush two? How'd that work?
One.
I believe they rushed one.
They only rushed one.
But Amaya stayed in blocking with the throw to the side and Amaya picking. There's just no rush, basically.
Okay. Okay.
There's just not. It's just
So
too much
Andrew
ground
got a
to cover.
free just throw.
Yeah, basically. He threw
Free
a duck
throw.
up.
Okay.
DJ hits the ball down, but it doesn't go straight down. It just goes straight into Edward's hands. He catches it, kind of like bounces off one of the Toon Squad defenders, kind of takes a step back, gives a little shake, and then flips it to his left, about 6-7 yards to Lonnie. Lonnie catches that ball, and he's fucking gone.
Just down the sideline.
He's just gone, and he runs through the end zone, through field 4 into the back gate to the school.
All the way to the back.
All the way to the back.
And we don't have it on video.
He was going home.
And it's not on video anyway.
Other teams failed.
He hit the run home like on Angels in the Outfield.
And that's it.
He
Gone.
run home and he went
Oh
home.
my
Tim
god.
flagged us. We were banging on field 4. I picked up and threw it right back at him.
As you went back to the field. Okay, so then we weren't done there because that was a tie. That tied it,
That
right?
was to tie it.
The ball.
So that was a tie, and then you guys burned both your timeouts, right? Because you didn't have everybody back on the field.
They didn't have the ball.
We left the
either.
ball off the gate.
Oh my
Left
gosh.
the ball at the gate.
So Manny burned the timeout, and then he called his second one, and they're like, "Where the fuck is the ball?"
Uh-huh.
And then you see this gray shirt just running to the back, and it comes back with the ball.
Wow, amazing.
And
And then Edward gets the point conversion.
And so the PAT is Edward gets that PAT.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Edward got the PAT?
Yeah, Edward got the
Oh,
PAT.
damn.
I was open, but
Because I remember he was the one that was yelling.
Look who it is.
You know, he was doing his thing. You know what? Let me get your ass in here. Get your drink. Get your special drink. I need your expert
we were graced with the presence of the commission.
EJ hasn't said anything yet.
joining us on the
What do you
podcast.
mean?
Joining us on the podcast is the commish, Mexican Jay Cutler. Only wins because he's smart. It looks like you got a haircut too, so not that bad looking right now.
What are we talking about? Talking about the game of the century?
Yeah. Okay. So let me start.
What's for the good?
So can you conveniently?
Well, there's a lot of stories with that.
Yeah.
so-
Well, let me start. So you conveniently schedule Toon Squad as the second game of a back-to-back.
That was a controversial
So,
point.
that
I think
was
last
one.
week.
That
last
was
week
one.
It was controversial.
Yeah. You conveniently always schedule them a second of a back-to-back.
I think record shows that whoever plays on a doubleheader or second game, I think the only
It's
win.
like
Yeah,
0 and
those
whatever.
all the time.
Gotcha.
Pretty
Okay.
much facts.
10% chance
Then-
of winning.
And then you guys were down 6 with 4 seconds to play, and Kizo was throwing deuces at the sideline like
Well-
the game was over.
Well, to give you the whole story, in the second half, they got a little more vocal on the sidelines because remember I play quarterback, so I'm like walking down the sideline.
Uh huh.
They scored a touchdown, and then that's what they actually. Brandon actually came up to me and tapped me and said, "Hey, chalk went up for the good guys, huh?" And I was like,
No.
I didn't know that one.
"It's all good." I mean, you know,
They
it's
were
like,
writing you off.
I mean,
like,
it's
fuck
cool,
it,
you know,
got
like
it.
whatever. So you know, I thought, you know, we basically scored every time we had the ball, besides that last possession of the second half. I mean, you know,
Chalk went
credit.
up for the good guys.
Credit to Edward. I think by alignment, I got EJ a touchdown that he finally caught it because he
It's
did what
'cause
I
you-
told
it's
him to
'cause
do.
you're
Oh
smart.
yeah.
Is that what it was? Because you finally did what he told you to
Do
do.
what the
He
fuck you told me.
finally-
Do
EJ
what the fuck you
EJ is the
Go
most
with it.
creative route runner in our offense. I'll
No.
leave it at that. He's our most
Creative, or does he
route runner.
ad lib the most?
He's like Mad Libs. You know when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw the corner there, so I wanted to run this route
He goes
instead.
out and then in and then back out.
I think,
We're bringing you in a little bit.
I think you guys are missing the
Open,
most
like,
important.
look
The
at
most
the-
important part is he's probably open the
yes,
whole time.
yeah, well, he is. He'll tell you. He'll tell me every time he
So,
comes back.
get
But
them in
back to the
route.
point, they score a touchdown. We go back and forth. We score, and I'm thinking, okay, I think they got the ball back with like 3 minutes to go, but they were just
Chunking.
chunking down. So then we had an unfortunate play where Steven collided at the goal line and actually hit Joe. Joe's okay, by the way.
So hold on.
Joe is, yeah.
Steven
They're
hit
warriors.
Joe.
So they threw it to Steven Garcia,
center.
their center.
Yeah. So
He-
it's tune on tune crime.
Yes.
Yeah, he was wanting to run someone over, but he didn't know who he was running over.
So he ran over his own
His
dude.
own player. But
So-
they're warriors, so they're solid.
So they went. So they got a flag. So now it's fourth down at the 15-yard line, basically.
Okay.
And there's like close to nothing on left. So I'm thinking, this is a game. This is a ball game. Well, we actually did a great job rushing. You know, Falcons fan Steven throws it up just a little short pass. And I'm thinking, oh, we're good. Like, you know, he's gonna have to go through 4 of our guys to get a touchdown.
And he does that.
And
He does
4
just that.
of our
He's all
guys
spin.
look at him, and then they look
Oh,
like
yeah.
on my part, I'm confident enough to say this about my own team. Like we made business decisions. Like we didn't want to.
They didn't want to.
Yeah.
They saw what happened before.
So they
and
scored a
were like,
touchdown.
"Fuck
It's basically a wrap, right? I mean, it's a 6-point lead. We come out, and I remember I made, because the irony about this is the play that I used, I had practiced it with Dom. Me and Dom used to practice it when he was with the Misfits. It was like a double pass deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting, okay, they're going to throw heat at me. They're probably going to rush me. We need weapons down the field. I don't want to sort of lose a receiver in the possession. So I told Andrew, I go, just snap the ball and go to the side, I roll, and so the double pass won't go to a receiver, it'll go to a center, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Don was able to do it, because he could actually chuck the ball.
Yeah.
Andrew in the huddle was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, because they're going to be attacking me, and I need someone to be able to get the ball down there, so that, you know, it's the last play of the game. It's 4
You
seconds
gotta
left.
do whatever you gotta
Yeah.
do.
I roll left. Everything goes. You saw it.
Mhm.
Goes
Goes
right.
smooth.
Throw it to Andrew. Andrew has no one on him, so he has
All the time.
all the time to set up and go. It throws it. I mean, it's still a 50.
He still
has
gets 40 yards on it.
55-yard throw.
It was
No.
a 40-yard.
So no, it's a 50. It would be a 50, but he didn't make it 50. Obviously, it's still.
Made it like
He got it to
25.
the
Someone
20.
like that's what I'm saying. Like someone like Fam would be able to get there. Someone like J5 would be able to get there. We don't.
He got it like 40 yards.
He got it
was
to
a good
40
play.
yards.
He did what he needed to do.
The ball's in the air, and I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna bat it down. I don't know where Edward comes and grabs the ball, but I'm thinking, you're thinking realistically, he's still at the 15.
Yeah.
There's guys all over him, and I see guys reaching, but they're not grabbing his flag. So Edward's sort of pulling away, and I'm thinking, well, he's gonna get flagged. All of a sudden, he pitches the ball, and there goes Lonnie, and Lonnie gets it, runs up, and we have our touchdown, which is amazing because their sideline went from deuces to
Oh my
you know, the game wasn't over. I mean, I think
was tied.
the misconception was we thought we won.
No, I thought it was.
Yeah, we thought it. We all thought it was over.
Everyone did. Even
Yeah.
Toon Squad.
But
thought
I'm
it
glad
was the
DJ
game.
got that conversion.
Yeah, so we had to
I
call
totally forgot.
timeout, because we were like exhausted from celebrating. So we go for it, and Lonnie left the ball when I walked in by the fence.
Yeah.
Had to go get it. Finally, we get a play call set up, and it looked like they were sort of just ready to just have the door open because
Yeah.
the play worked. You couldn't even write any better. He just went a corner to that. Edward caught it. Ball game's over. And that was an amazing finish. I think they thought that. I mean, I didn't think what team wouldn't think that they have it in the bag, but it was definitely one to remember. I mean, they stole one from BOB because BOB handed one, so the football gods had to make it fair, So
Football
So
gods give it, and they take
I'm
it.
looking at the stats right now, and credit to all the stat keepers. They do an excellent job of making sure that what happens on the field is properly recorded.
it
So
also helps, Carlos, if you look as a stat keeper when they have accurate numbers, because it's difficult when everyone's a number one.
yeah.
Some teams have 7 number ones on the team. Unless I know you, I mean,
It's-
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna like statting. I'm not gonna ask the captain every time. Hey,
or stop the game.
hey, he's 27, but
There's no 27.
the highest number your team go to is 21. So who is that?
So please, captains, please get with your teams. You as a captain can go on there and fix all the numbers and
just
take
click
care
on
of
the
it.
3 lines.
Click on the
Captain's
deal,
hub. Boom.
And
Fix
that way
it.
it makes everything easier.
So I'm looking at the stats again. And, you threw for 312 yards on 13 completed passes. So out of the 13 completed passes, 5 of them were for touchdowns.
What?
So, I mean, the
Ball
stats, 13
13
times.
Completions. I had
13
completions.
completions.
19.
He threw it 19 times, 13 completions. Yet EJ 1 for 40 with a touchdown. So the only time you touched the ball was a touchdown.
I think it's the only time you went in the offense. I think that's the only time he stepped in the huddle.
So do the math, honestly.
I mean, because you have
I'm
to.
100%.
He's the only time he stepped in the huddle. He stepped in the
And
huddle.
then you got Edward.
Basically,
8
he's a guarantee.
Exactly.
Edward is. Sometimes Manny has these blinders on for Edward, and Edward got 8 receptions for 223 yards.
8 out of the 13.
8 out of the 13 for 223.
How many touchdowns?
So okay,
well,
and
let's
then
look
your
at
best receiver, Adios, got the ball 1 time
Two
for
squad?
35 yards.
That's why. That's why.
Got 1 touch for 35 yards and a TD. So your best receiver only got 1 touch. Like, how do you explain that?
Well, I'm glad you asked
2
that question.
catches, 2
Just
subs
so
for
you,
Lonnie.
just so you know, of course, a quarterback, okay? And the only other guy that plays quarterback in here is behind the mic over there. You throw it to the guy who's open.
That's crazy.
Okay?
Damn.
You throw it to the guy who's open. Okay? That's how it is. You throw it to the guy who's open.
That's not what I do.
Going into the game, I felt like their guys in the middle were very good at coming this way, but they weren't good at coming this way.
Yeah.
Honestly, the game plan was I'm going to get Andrew a couple of catches, make them pay underneath. But instead, they try to take that away, and for the most part, they did because Andrew caught just a minimal amount of passes, but it left other places. I mean, you know, EJ was matched up one-on-one on a play. I was like, as soon as I got it, I knew it was going to be open. We had play. Edward was running free the whole time.
Yeah.
He caught 2 passes that took, I think, both of them were like 55-yarders, and they couldn't. I was surprised that they didn't make adjustments. You know, Adi caught 1 pass, and it was a 35-yard bye-bye.
Touchdown, yeah.
It's still, correct me if I'm wrong, that's still more than Kizo had, right? Because
Kizo
Kizo had, I think, only 1 catch.
had 1 for 30.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
So
what
I mean, conversely, we have.
so maybe
we
that's
have
what he's
Steven,
replacing in the tourney.
We got quarterback
I don't know.
Steven for Toon Squad, 28 for 41, 311.
Oh yeah,
so,
he's up. He ate us up.
I mean, 311 yards on 28 attempts. I mean, on 28 completions. That's still pretty good. But I mean, if you're looking at stats, and I give you quarterback A and quarterback B, and I give you these stats, I say quarterback A is 13 for 19, throwing for 312.
But he threw a
And I
pick.
say, shut your mouth and let me
Yeah.
do it. Let me give you the comparison. Damn it. Quarterback 2, 28 for 41, 311. B more, I'm asking you this question. If I give you those 2 stats, and I tell you which quarterback is Steven Guerra and which quarterback is Manny Perez, who you saying is who? Just based on stats alone.
Just based on stats, knowing that Manny's pretty safe with the ball, I would say he's the one without the INT.
He's the one that goes, but he's probably the one that you would say went 28 for 41 and 311, not the one that went 13 for 19. Because the reason I say that is because Stevens, all he looks for is that.
the deep
That's
ball.
all he looks for.
Yes.
It's like we traded places.
Yeah, that's why I'm. It was.
no, that makes
A
sense.
lot of drops.
Yeah, that too.
I mean,
Sick.
we had.
We had Everett. We had Everett Garrison
Everett Garrett.
with
Garrison,
6 for 103.
Everett. did
Best
good.
receiver right there.
Yeah,
Everett-
Kizo 1 for
Everett
30.
actually is good.
You had Newcomb 7 for 56. So I mean, he was getting his touches. You had Joe, which I hope he's doing
I
better.
saw
I
him
hope he's just
flying
fine.
down the field a few times against Bob B.O.B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a bad. I mean, they wanted the.
It was a good game. I
We
mean,
both
I
wanted the
wish
game.
I wish I could see the entire game, but you know, we'll have to settle for what we
Do
got.
we not have footage? We don't have footage.
We'll have to settle for what we
What
got.
happened to the footage?
I'm gonna jump off the ledge now.
It never happened.
Well, I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
People don't forget.
Oh my gosh.
You guys didn't score any extra points either. Only the
No,
last,
no.
the one that mattered.
No, yeah, that's
The
the only
one that
one.
matters.
We sucked at extra points. So this has been a weird season for us. We have a lot of new faces. I mean, EJ sort of put a patchwork defense together because we have, you know, Chaz is new with us, Rico's new with us, Lonnie has been new with us, and then you had James step in, who's, I mean, he came out of nowhere. So we have a lot of new faces. He's been sort of putting again. You have games where we played, like for example, them Rap Boys, where they threw a shutout in the second half, and we were just basically trying to move the ball. And then we have games like this where we're sort of like just taking lefts and rights, and
Yeah.
it's Apollo Creek versus Rocky. So it's been I think before the season you said that you thought both of us were gonna be in the championship game. I don't know what was more shocking, us getting that win at the very end, or you guys taking that L to the fisticuffs.
Well,
Let us
let me
get
get
there.
there. Let me get there. So
Can we stay on schedule?
I want to bring in you know, and you might be able to bring him on because I think you have the number. I want to bring on Chris.
Hubbard?
Yeah.
I have his number if you want.
Whoever wants to bring him on,
I just
please
don't-
do
Is
so.
he available right now?
Let him know.
Put it towards your mic.
So, I mean, yeah, put it on that mic.
What's up, Hub?
Just taking a shit.
Can he hear you?
Hub.
Put it up towards the mic.
We're here at the podcast.
What's going on, man? It's Carlos. You got Noah, you got Kamish, Manny, and you have Mr. B Moore, your favorite quarterback.
Fuck you, bro.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a few questions. First off, how you doing? How's the team? No injuries? We're all good?
Yeah, we're all good. We just probably gonna miss one this week. Got personal issues. Other than that, the whole team.
Okay, I want to talk firstly. I want to talk about your game with NTR. No, you know what? No. Do I have that? No, I want to talk about your game with Lights Out is what I want to talk about.
Not with DRB.
What?
He
He lost him.
Just hung up.
You see that? I bring up lights out and he hangs up.
There we go.
He knows better.
He
I
just
turned the
doesn't-
lights out. That's
He's
what
Hello?
I did.
Oh man.
All right, there we go.
Let's go
He's
round
back.
2.
He's back.
I want to talk about your game with lights out. Okay, so first off, you guys pretty much had your entire roster available for this week, correct?
Yep.
So your quarterback was there. Everybody was in the proper position, right?
Yep.
You were able to do what you like to do and what you're best at.
Catch the ball.
Catch the ball and make people miss, right?
And hit people.
And hit people.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what we want.
So, talk to me a little bit about that game against Lights Out. I mean, was there a game plan? I know that your quarterback likes to make it a habit of calling out defenses as he sees them. He calls plays out in the open. Everybody knows exactly what's going to happen, and he still completes the damn pass. Just talk more about that game. I mean, let me know how it was from your perspective.
We knew it was going to be an intense game. It's a lot of family drama that goes in between most one and Lights Out. You know, be more civil about players, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
On top of that, we also left Lights Out before most winning, so it was already like it was going to be a little brotherly blood going on and stuff.
Bad blood.
So I did that to make sure. Last time we played Lights Out on Attorney, I hit Beatmore pretty bad. I apologize for that. But he didn't give a fuck. So I'm like, cool, I can keep him his ass. So, going into the game, I'm like, yeah, Beatmore is going to want the ball, so I'm just going to try to take Beatmore out the game, and it kind of start fucking off and stuff. But, you know, it's still said at the end of the day, he's going to find a way. You know, he's one of the goats of the league already, but at the same time, we already knew that we was going to have to fight to the end, so that's what we was doing pretty much. My new pickup, Mikey, he used to play for the Gladiators, Pat and all them. I picked him up. He made some big plays. He got the game-winning touchdown, so I was glad we picked him up that week. And the defense came out to play. We usually been doing bad all season on defense, but we changed it up a little bit. Held them, so I'm probably one of their lower scorers this year. So
You know what?
I think we did pretty good.
Hub, that defense. I want you to talk about, because we don't talk about this guy enough. Your guys' rusher, Brian,
Beast.
Yeah.
beast. He got 2 sacks. How many of them were against B Moore?
None. 0.
I already know you, man.
Both of them.
But I mean, you know what? Can you give that man some love, because we try and do it here, and people just don't know what this guy can do. I've seen it, and I want to hear it from a teammate's perspective. I haven't had the pleasure of playing on the same team with him. He's usually the one terrorizing me whenever we play against him. So I want to hear your perspective of what it's like to play with Brian from a teammate.
Well, playing with Brian from a player perspective is really like a sign of relief. He's just like so aggravated just playing against, because his motor never stops. Like he's going to go 110% every play. He never wants to get out. I'm like, you want to take one off? He's like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm going to get this sack. You know, he does all that kind of stuff. He's a great player. He listens. I have no problem with Brian. I tell him all the time how much he needs the team and how much the team needs him and all that kind of stuff. But he's a soldier. That's what we need. We need all soldiers to run this mission. Like, he's hella good. He can be a top rusher in any league.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
I got a question for you, Hub. This is B-More. You know who it is. Your daddy. When Brian leaves after the season for Lights Out, who are you going to have to replace him?
I don't speak about fiction.
Oh.
Doesn't speak about. I like
But
that.
in reality, I mean, if he does leave, if he was out happy, you know, just keep moving on. Ain't the first time he did shit.
Nah.
And I also want to give my praise for even, like, I'm the reason all this shit started. You know that. I need a special shout out from myself. Like, yeah, thanks, Hub.
Nah, honestly, I could honestly say that Hub has sent me players that he didn't want to add. So,
That's not true.
I mean, I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure, and I'll gladly take it.
Flip the script.
Nah,
you know how the
nah,
comments
Hub,
do, Hub.
you know it's all love, bro. Nah, Most Wanted played their game, I guess. I think, we beat it. No offense to Most Wanted, but I feel like our defense didn't play their assignments at certain
Y'all
times.
didn't rush Hakeem at all that game.
Yeah, it was weird. We were in a weird mood that day, but it's all good.
I mean, he did get an
Hey.
interception.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'll say this. You guys beat us in the regular season, and you're not even going to get to play in the postseason, so it's all good.
Oof. Sheesh.
Thank you.
Wow.
I love that.
Y'all not gonna make the playoffs?
You don't
Hub?
expect anything less, right?
Well, I mean,
I mean, at the same time, this is still our first year. We haven't been out 6 months yet. So, I mean, we're pretty good going to D1 for our first season. I mean, when I played with you, we didn't even make a D2 playoff. So, I mean, that's kind of contradictory. But at the same time, it's all about building. It's not about the season. It's about the end result.
Hey, I respect that you chose to build your own team. I can say the times that we lost when we were together, I wasn't there, so. COVID.
Well, we lost that first game when you came back.
No leadership.
Hey, Hub, I want to talk real quick.
Right.
I want to talk real quick about. I think I saw you on YouTube earlier in the week, and if I'm not mistaken, or somebody looked just like you. Yeah, and I saw you were playing pretty dirty against some dude. You were playing cornerback, and you just tossed some dude straight to the ground.
Oh, that shit was tight.
That shit wasn't dirty. That boy was weak.
Yeah.
I mean, was that you or was that an evil twin?
Yeah, that was me, but my twin brother pulled up later to get that face.
Where's what, the 14-year-old?
You know what? The quote.
Like the top boss.
The quote that I loved, Hub, was when you said, someone asked if you were a black belt. You said, "No, I'm not a black belt. I'm just black."
And my mom's got the belt, he said.
Oh, he said that too.
That's how I know how to fight for myself. Everybody thinks I'm a dirty player, but I'm really just like very aggressive.
You're just
We know you're not. We know you're not.
If I'm not aggressive, I'm going to get hurt. So I'd rather just hurt other people.
Hey, Hub, can I ask you what is
I'm like
this?
that cool nigga in high school.
Hey, Hub, this is Manny. I want to ask you a question though, because what made you start your own team? Because I mean, I know you had bounced around after a certain team that we were in together fell apart. But what made you start your the Mudwags or the whatever
With those puppies.
Yeah, but what made you what made you oh, go ahead.
It's more of a well, when after the lights out season, we was not really thinking about leaving until we got approached by Adrian. Like, yeah, we trying to start this team. You know, I got this and that, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I think we need some more niggas. So I pretty much got more niggas than.
Not black belts.
I kind of the team just from it being like the team is mostly my niggas. So it's like it's kind of like I'm the dean of the school, where like I'm more of the enforcer. And Adrian is like, yeah, nah, y'all talk to me. So that's pretty much what's going on. But starting my own team, I think it's probably like a blessing in disguise, just because I was getting tired of like just taking orders. You know, it felt like I wanted to do more, but it was like, you know, you're just a player, so you can't really like. I didn't want to be on B-more team and just bringing a whole new 6 people to the team, but now it's like it's just Hub team, and you know, B-more just used to do that at the base. You know, I wasn't trying to do that. So instead of me doing that, I'm like, I'll just do this from the scratch. I can make my own pancake. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So I wasn't really trying to mess up nobody's style. So I'd rather just go on my own. And I was also hard-headed growing up, so I love taking a hard route anyway.
Tell us about some of the challenges, because obviously you talked about that with Be More and the whole thing about loyalty and players. Obviously, you're finding out some of the stuff that me and Noah and Carlos and Be More have already known about, but you as a new captain are finding out. Tell us about some of the challenges about being a brand new team captain, especially in D1.
Well, as a team captain, you start to find out everybody's loyal when you win it, but nobody wants to stay down when you're down. You know, and that's the thing when you got to recruit players that actually wants the best for the team and wants the best for everybody. Because if they're just looking for him, they'll just be bouncing around all the time. I mean, that's what I started doing. I'm like, man, these teams don't give a fuck about me. I'm gonna get out of here. So I started trying to build more of a family and more of a business, which usually that's what flag is all about, business. So it's kind of going against the grain, trying to have family. Like Noah has a family, but Noah's family's like fucking good.
I did luck out in that one.
Yeah, like not everybody, like the Aces have a good family, and the Aces, like they're leading workers from the bottom to the top. That's why I love the Aces like that. I like all the family times teams versus where it's just we're playing pickup ball and it's like, oh yeah, he's good, let's recruit him, he's good, let's recruit him. When at the end of the day, bro, they have attitudes. Like they don't even care about this team. They're just trying to score touchdowns. They're complaining on the sidelines. Like I had a player that I recruited this season and I had to let him go. So I'm like, bro, you talking shit about your team? Like I don't do that. Like you
Okay, that's out.
So that's why I had to pick up Mike last week. I had to drop somebody else.
I think that's one of the challenges is that, and you know what, you find that it's cyclical. You'll have your struggles like you did early in the season, and then you're gonna find this out. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna become successful, and it's going to be not about winning anymore. It's going to be like, yeah, we're winning, but who's getting the credit?
Yep.
And that part I've never fully understood, because everyone you ask will tell you, oh, it's about winning.
That doesn't
But
matter.
but then it becomes about, well, when we're winning,
Individual.
but individual accolades, and if not for me or whatever, which is that part is done, whatever. So I think that you're gonna probably being captain ages you.
It does.
Man.
You know, I mean, because even Noah, right? We talk about Noah and his team and his family or whatever and stuff like that. And I think it's like you still have to manage a lot of egos because you have so much talent on that team that it's like, well, who's going to play and when are they going to play? And if something's not going on, yeah, you know.
I can't. The only ego on my team is myself. We all know this.
I heard Noah tell someone to shut the fuck up and get off his defense. So.
Hey, like I said, I'm the only ego on my team. And
Also called a timeout.
I did all that. I did all that, and I took a dub too.
Whoa.
That's the necessary stuff you got to do. But as a team captain, you don't want to embarrass people in
No, you don't.
public, even though you can.
Yeah.
You want to talk to them to the side. That's what a real team captain does. That's man to man.
Yeah.
Don't try to demoralize the man outside. Of, like, we're just playing flag, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, so Hub, I got one question
You're
for
right.
you. I want to look ahead to next week. How do you guys think you're gonna do against Shake and Bake?
I'm trying to win this game, man. We need to win by a lot. So them the homies, but I got to step on their next 6 weeks to see
Yeah,
this playoff
because
spots.
you need a W and you need that point differential.
I also got to root on Garrett to beat Toon Squad. So
Ooh,
Hey. If
Good
Garrett
call.
beats Toon Squad and once Ark beats, I think they play. Does Ark play Toon Squad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
they
do.
Yeah. So once they beat their ass, we gonna we'll cheer on Garrett the next week so they can make sure they beat him, and that way we can get a playoff spot. Be more.
yeah, but
other than that,
you know that Garrett likes
No, yeah, be more is the B word.
Garrett will do anything for the right amount of money. So if you give Garrett the right amount of money, he'll make it happen.
all right.
You just gotta approach him the right way. That's all.
He working a 36-hour shift right now. He got the bread.
I mean, you just gotta approach him the right way.
Only 14 hours.
All
I'll
right.
be all right.
Hey, Hub, I'll say this, bro. You're a big part of our community, and I appreciate you and all that you do for air raid and the flag community, bro. You bring in some solid talent to the league
Appreciate
and
it.
help promote it.
Appreciate it. Also, I'm praying for your mom too, to be more, of course. You know that.
Appreciate you, man.
Always.
I think that's the thing that people don't know you. I mean, you're a very passionate player, and I think that you're one of the more, out on the field. I mean, you could say whatever you want, but every team captain would love to have someone like you on the squad simply because you bring that fight. I know when we were with the Mud Dogs, it was like basically the one guy that we had on the squad that was like not trying to get autographs sometimes before a game because it's like, oh man, we're playing this good team, they're really good, and it's like, Hub's like, who gives a crap? Like,
Yeah.
it's let's go ahead and beat
Fuck
Legion
'em.
again. Let's eliminate Legion from the playoffs again.
Yeah.
That's what we used to say.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, so hey, props to you though, because honestly, you've been one of the biggest supporters that we've had. You're out there all the time. You're sending film. We're always talking, and it's good to see you out there. I'm glad that, by the way, that Link is healthy. It's good to see him healthy out and back out there and smiling and having a good time. I expect nothing but big things from you guys.
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all every week for dealing with my attitude. I got my own attitude, especially coming from the team captain. I feel like I'm the one who gotta, stand for my team because I feel like if I don't stand, then shit, who won't stand for us? So I always feel like I'm the one who
You better get back to work,
Yeah,
Hub.
get back to work.
Damn hard. Hey man, congrats on that first D1 season. You guys fighting for that playoff spot. I hope you guys get it. And
Let's go.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Get the man
Go
fired.
back
Go get
to
him
work.
fired. Let's go.
All right,
Hub, we'll see you. Take care.
All right.
Ah, man. I wanted to talk to him about that game against them Rat Boys, but,
Someone made a comment on the sideline when we were playing, like, this doesn't even seem like a game that, like, B-More would be involved in because it's always just love, like, I feel like, with a lot of the most wanted players and just good people, so. But fuck them for beating us.
I mean, they're peaking at a scary time. Like
Yeah, they
it's
just
They just need
They
some
if
just-
a couple
yeah.
of things go their way, they
I mean,
make a run.
is that a team that anyone wants to face in the playoffs?
No,
They're
I
hot.
don't.
You know, especially with Link at quarterback.
And
he's
if
getting
he
hot.
moves over to defense like he did versus us just because I was talking shit.
You should have known better and shut your fucking mouth.
Joey looked at me on field like,
Let-
shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like,
Eh.
nah.
Nah,
Let me-
stupid.
Seymour, let me ask you this: you played Lights, or you played Most Wanted, and you played the Arc on Sunday. Okay, out of those two teams, which team would you not want to see again, and why?
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
dead serious. My teammates are probably feeling the same way I am, but I hope I see them both again in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yikes.
Just based on, I feel like we had an off day. Yeah, we lost. It is what it is.
Mhm.
On to next week.
Mhm.
Short-term memory, right? But we learned, and we know what our problem was.
Yeah.
So I feel like going forward, we're gonna fix it. I mean, we got big matchups this week.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. I wanted to just kind of go over the rest of the schedule. We talked about Misfits beating Toon Squad. Again, second of a back-to-back. You only win because you're smart, Manny. Demrat Boys got the best of Most Wanted, 44-34. Arc beat Lights Out, 26-18.
Wasn't
That's it. I mean,
It was.
it was that bad.
Don't do that.
Stop.
You guys scored 2 touchdowns in the first half to center checkdowns.
Bro.
Don't. It's only because this fucker over here, I can never pull his flag. He's the only person
Why
I've
not?
ever had a problem with.
I do though.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
You
Just let
AI
him talk.
AI
I'm gonna turn
won
my
that
mic
I just
on.
game.
want to get my popcorn.
AI won that game. You took a hot L, my boy.
and
You're
we
right.
got Tar Heels
I
over
love you, though. I
NTR,
love you.
52
What
nothing.
happened with
Wait,
Target?
the Tar Heels, yeah.
It was 52
It
nothing.
was like a Royal Rumble, and then
The game was just over. It was called.
They were
early.
fired up from the start.
Tar
They
Heels,
were ready
and
to
then
go.
and then the game that I saw, the game that I was a big part of with refereeing was Tar Heels and Arc.
What happened?
I mean that game.
We suck.
There were
Oh.
athletes all over that
No.
field.
I actually had.
I saw a few things that I'd never seen before. Okay,
Tell me.
and the one thing that caught me off guard was watching Fam, your quarterback. He wasn't taking what was given to him.
That was
He fell in love with that
The
deep
deep
ball, and also I had never seen so many drops by your team. So it was the deep ball, the happiness with the deep ball combined with all the drops, and Tar Heels they wanted that game.
They played.
Shout out to DJ because DJ walked off the field,
Mm-hmm.
and because I don't think anyone gave him a shot. Let's be honest. And DJ was walking off the field, and he said, "Hey, they never met a team like us. They're not ready for a team like us." I mean, I don't know if I don't know if that's those. I mean, because I couldn't believe it.
When you come off a big win like that against a team like ours, of course you feel some type of way.
Yeah. And they should. They showed up and they played damn near a flawless game. I think J5 threw for like 320 yards and 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
it was like 320, 340, and no, maybe it was 370
No,
actually.
290.
290.
27
Okay.
of 46,
Fam-
290, 4 TDs.
4
only got
touchdowns.
one conversion.
Oh, going back to
But
your
didn't
deal,
turn the
right?
ball over.
Fam threw
Right?
3 picks.
Yeah.
right? And his completion percentage was 50%.
50%.
Which is
18 of
unlike
36.
that's unfam-like numbers.
Yeah, no, like I said, like they showed up ready to play, and we didn't.
He
I
threw
mean,
more picks in this game than I think I saw him throw in a full season.
I
one
think
time.
he threw
5 didn't throw 0 picks.
4 last
You
season.
you talk
we
about
played.
like team quarterbacks flipping, right? If you look at all the stats, it was J5 was doing the check down, which is crazy because that's the one dig on that we were like, can they take the check down? And Fam was the one that was living and dying by the deep ball, which is again, it's like they flipped.
I watching you guys play, it's an embarrassment of riches, and I just couldn't understand for the life of me why you have a certain receiver, Pabico, he only gets 2 receptions. Granted, 2 for 70.
Well, I
But
think we only completed.
with a guy like Pabico, that's probably something that I would.
Well, we only completed like 12 passes, I think.
18 passes. He got 2 of them.
Well,
Is Nick his check down option?
Yes.
Well,
And okay, so Nick is also that one guy that nobody expects to catch it, and he's going to get one-on-one coverage every single time. He dropped 3 or 4 passes himself, though. There were a few passes that he had wide open, and he dropped.
Did they play? Because this Napoleon Green dude caught 3 passes, but did they catch any passes?
That's the stat mess up. He didn't play. He hasn't played. He wasn't there. It was Day.
It was Day. So I mean, you talk about a weapon. I mean, the worst thing is that you could name anyone, right? You could say this guy didn't get enough touches. There's just so many weapons. But
yeah, that's why I say it's an embarrassment of riches.
You say Pavico's like the deep threat, but really, to me, Day's the guy that makes the whole offense hum. He's the one that's going to catch all the stuff underneath and make you the Wes Welker breakaway stuff for you. And I was surprised he only got 3 catches for 16 yards. You know?
I mean,
I'll let you talk about it, but you don't seem to want to talk.
I was trying to. We played a bad game. We were out of our element. We didn't get in rhythm ever. The whole game we were kind of just, I don't know, I guess kind of going through the motions. People weren't giving the effort that you're used to giving, and we played like shit. End of the day, we did not have a good game. Flip side, Tar Heels came out ready to win. They did everything they were supposed to do. They didn't have that many drop balls. They were checking down. They were making big plays on defense. Like those interceptions that they had, I mean, they beat us by 2, and one of them they had a guy jump a route on a conversion. I think we were tied and we were going for a 1 point, and he jumped the route and he never stopped sprinting. He caught the ball on the goal line and he took off in a full sprint. You know, they wanted that game, and in all honesty, they wanted the game more than us, and it showed. They got the dub and we didn't. There were a couple of guys out that came off from them coming off the field said, we never played. I'd say I don't think I ever played. That's the best game I played all season. This and that, and they deserve it. They won that game and they should be happy about it. They beat us fair.
I have a question.
I'm glad they did.
So all season, besides the asterisk on your birthday when you only scored 13, versus Shake and Bake, you've been scoring 42 points.
No.
Pretty much every game except for this week. This week, both games, you only scored 26 points in each game.
Yeah.
What do you think? What, you guys were just off?
Offense was out of rhythm all day for us. It happens sometimes. We just got to be better at adjusting, figuring out certain things aren't working and going to something else. It happens. And I think we're gonna be better off for it. I don't expect us to have an issue. I mean, we struggled to score. We didn't even break 30 this week. So I don't expect that to be
an issue
going forward.
Yeah,
I mean,
going forward, I'm not worried about our offense being a problem or struggling. I think it's just an eye opener for us and things we obviously need to improve on. So there's that.
I want to put a nail in that right there. Let's talk about the upcoming week. So we have games
Big
on the
week of
17th.
football.
Yeah, we got a pretty big,
huge week of football.
got a lot of games going on.
Got
so
2 weeks left.
let's start at the top. We got Shake and Bake against Most Wanted. Now that game has implications because Most Wanted needs that victory, and they need a couple other things to go their way if they want to make the playoffs. How do we see that game shaping up? I don't know what Shake and Bake's record is off the top of my head.
They're 2-4.
No, they can't be 2-4 if they're playing. They're 2.
Because they got 2 more games left.
That's right, math.
You're not a mathematician.
The biggest thing with
Not a mathematician right
the
now.
biggest thing with Shake and Bake is they just don't have enough bodies.
They never did.
And they never added any bodies. And so you go in there, and I always tell this to captains, right? You think, I'm going to bring in 10. Well, that puts you in a bind because if one guy misses or 2 guys miss, now you're at 8. Mm-hmm. And some guys can only do one thing. Okay, everyone has certain guys on a team that they can only maybe be a center.
Going both ways isn't that easy.
It doesn't that easy. So it limits you what you can do on defense. It sort of limits what you can do on offense. I saw some of the Twins playing center, on offense. I mean, instead of receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So it puts you in a bind. So why a team wouldn't carry 12 at all times, because you never know what's going to happen, injuries, so on and so forth, is beyond me. On top of that, I usually use that, especially when I was in the lower levels, that last part, those 2 roster spots, developmental guys you can say, hey, let's see what you can do. You'll get a shot. You probably won't start, but let's see what you got. And some of those guys, you rise to the ranks. But why you wouldn't use them, it's beyond me. So you're going to go in there shorthanded, and you're going to have to almost play perfect to win.
Yeah, so Shake and Bake has Most Wanted. They've also got
And Most
Shockwave.
Wanted is hot.
Yeah, so both teams have something to play for. I guess Shockwave still, I don't know where they're at in the season. I just know Garrett's always going to give somebody a game. And when you have a team like Shake and Bake that doesn't have enough bodies, Garrett's going to give them a tough time. I see Shake and Bake right here going 0-2. I don't really think there's going to be, you guys can't tell me otherwise.
Let me ask you guys a question. What's more shocking? The fact that Shockwave is struggling as much as they are, going, especially considering the fact that they won D2 pretty handedly, pretty easily, or the fact that Shake and Bake continues to struggle with the 6-man game? Let's be honest.
Shake
I
and
think
Bake.
Shake and Bake, yeah.
Well, because
They got some athletes on their team.
yeah,
Some?
If not, yeah. You know what I mean.
everybody.
They're athletes, but I don't feel they have the quarterback to get them the ball. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, I don't know what necessarily is the problem with them, but I didn't expect them to go below 500
No.
or to even be a team fighting for 500 this season. Honestly, that really, I really didn't see that coming.
Okay.
Chief just got it here.
Yeah,
Alright.
just doing his thing. Thank you,
Chief's
sir.
partying, dude. What up, Chief?
Wow. That's what we get. Thank you for that, guys.
Yeah, one job, Darian.
Thank you very much. Let's go Misfits and Lights Out. So we got the two guys on the ends of the table.
You want to talk Misfits, you can bring this guy. He can take my spot. He can take my defensive captain. He hasn't been on the show.
EJ, get your ass in
Come
here.
on, he's going to have a kid anyways. He could enjoy it.
congrats.
Listen, he gets
Little
some
girl.
Enjoy your drink.
Yeah, there you go.
Little daddy's girl. Let's go. Girl dads. Oh, Manny doesn't want to talk about this game, huh?
He can talk about it.
Manny doesn't want to talk about any game he plays.
EJ, pleasure having you on, senor.
Good.
Let me start off by go ahead and introduce yourself.
EJ Misfits.
Fuck up.
You gotta listen. You gotta.
EJ Misfits.
We got a camera
For
right there.
Array.
Okay, there you go.
And Arc for Tuck.
Blue looks good on you.
Ooh.
It does, huh?
It
I
does.
usually don't wear blue, but
EJ, how do you like playing for Misfits? How do you fit in? How do you like your role so far with Misfits?
well, originally when I came on, I wasn't defensive captain or anything like that. I was just a piece.
Mm-hmm.
But very quickly, I kind of came into a role of I'm like kind of a leader. I like to lead a lot, so I was always talking on the field, and then Manny saw that, and he told me, because I've been in the game for a little bit now. We used to play with the Black Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
So with that knowledge, he had let me take control of the defense, and I like it, but it is. I mean, you guys are all captains here. It is stressful. Even being a defensive captain, you gotta have answers for all these guys. Amaya hits me up with a lot of questions. Everyone asks a lot of different things. Who's where? What are we doing this week? It's a lot of game planning.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got other lives.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, because I'll be working all day, and then all of a sudden I look at my phone and you see that 9+ on Instagram, and you're like, oh, this is about to be a whole lot to look at. But yeah, I do enjoy being defensive captain. But it's been surprisingly, because you look at our team too. It's like we don't have the best athletes, but we do have athletes, and they do certain things well. I kind of look at it like a Bill Belichick type of thing, Patriots. You gotta put the pieces together.
He just did that.
But yeah, that's how I see it, and we've been winning. We have had tight games, but we've been winning a lot of games, which is the most enjoyable thing.
So let me ask you this: Are you winning the games because you have superior athletic ability, or are you just winning the games because you guys are smarter than everybody else?
Honestly, I think
because you did say you guys game plan. You guys have your chat. You got Amaya over here that's probably asking a ton of questions. He's asking these questions.
We know how Amaya asks.
We know how Amaya asks. Yeah. he gives you scenarios that you're never gonna see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
But you're always prepared.
Yeah, no, he's hit me with some questions. I'm like, wait, what? I had to reread it because I wasn't even thinking about that.
You got to diagram it yourself.
He
before
would
you ask a question.
he would have had a defense for that special play Misfits ran to win the game against.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Amaya would have had a defense ready
Double
for that.
pass prevent.
Yeah, he would have had it ready. He would have had it ready.
Double
All right,
pass
if the
prevent,
center
I like
snaps
that.
and runs to the backfield, this is what we do.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. That's
Amaya,
why.
do we have any questions? Amaya, do we have any questions? I think we're good. Go ahead, EJ.
Yeah, no, that's why when I was gone, I had let Amaya and Lonnie take control of the defense. Because Amaya is a vet, so he knows a lot of different looks. But yeah, with having said that, I think our wins do come off of strategy. We've, like against them Rat Boys, they scored 14 on us in the first half, and it seemed like we couldn't stop them. And then we went back, and I thought about the different defenses that we have and what situations we run those defenses in. So we switched it up, and then we were able to get as much pressure as possible on Bueno because he's hard to catch. And then Manny, on the other hand, on the offense, he strategizes a lot too. So I think with both of us, we win mostly on athleticism, just kind of doing our part in the defense and offense.
Alignment plays a role. You have to make the adjustments. So I mean, I kind of get the Belichick reference.
Right.
You know, you want to make sure you make the adjustments second half, and you
I just don't want to hear that shit on this podcast again.
No, Belichick.
No,
Nothing.
It's a dirty word.
Hey, well, it's your guys' year now, so I mean.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Until the playoffs.
I want to talk about this game coming up, okay? Because you guys are playing the guy all the way to the right.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are playing lights out. Now you don't got to go into specifics.
Right.
Because I don't want you giving up any kind of secrets. But how do you stop lights out? Because so far only 2 teams have done it.
That's a good question. Honestly, I'll give you my honest answer. I don't know, because they're an offense where we just played them in the playoffs for Tough, and we lost that one, and it seemed like, and Joey was quarterbacking at that time, so we were kind of stalemated. They had the game, and then we got an interception, but having Sid back there, I played against Sid a couple times, and it's like a whole nother different offense.
Yep.
Whole different offense. So, with having said that, I believe Hakeem is their leading receiver.
Yeah.
So, that's who we're kind of eyeing on, but, I mean, I think our guys honestly match up well with their guys, with the new pieces we do have.
So let me cut to the chase. Who are you sticking that guy on? Or who's sticking that guy?
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because I'm usually a DB corner, but with all the different moving pieces and new people coming on, I want them to feel comfortable in their position because you put them at somewhere else and flag, then they don't know what they're doing. So I'm pretty much playing rusher, backer.
Okay.
So if
Eat your Wheaties.
If I feel like I need to,
You don't need to.
then I'll stick B-more.
Alright.
So B-Moore's getting strapped on.
Sid don't like the center, bro.
So that's back to
that.
He's a blocker.
You talking
That
about
is
Sid loves
that's
the center.
I mean,
Sid
he does both. He
Sid
does both.
loves his center.
Sid loves the
That's
center.
calm down. That sucks for you though. That's back-to-back weeks
Was
where
y'all
you're.
touchdown on him?
Yeah. And you there's video of that.
That sucks.
I was
Damn.
sticking in though. That's the
Baby.
thing.
That's
We
tough
were
for
in
you,
zone.
though. That is
This
tough
is
for you,
different
though.
because I'm gonna play man. That's zone.
Yeah, but this is tough for B-More though. This is back-to-back weeks where he has a natural corner that moves inside to rush, play linebacker that's ended up strapping him and him be irrelevant for the game.
Who was the first one?
Relax.
Bro,
There's video. I one-handed
You know.
one on you, and then
You
AI
did
did.
one hand.
'Cause
Whoa.
Maya,
There's
in the
no
video.
video of that.
Because Day-Day was even like...
That's crazy.
One hand, baby.
Yeah, and he took one hand. You see it.
That's an easy comeback when we're talking about...
But honestly, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I would rather rush Sid and give him trouble in the backfield, and especially like that's my advantage is being taller. So just getting in his face, I would want someone else to stick B-More. But if B-More becomes a problem, then I'll make that adjustment.
won't.
I won't. You're right.
Let's talk about the rest of these games. I want your opinion on there while you're here. So we have this guy right next to me, Ark, playing them Rat Boys. Okay? Now, on paper, when you look at that matchup, Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. On paper, when you look at that matchup, you see athleticism all over the field.
Definitely.
Okay. What do you think the key to that game is going to be? Do you think it's going to be how they handle them Rat Boys on the defensive end, or do you think it's going to be the Arc's offense against them Rat Boys' defense? Like, what is the better story?
Stop Daniel. Sorry, I don't mean to take over, but I think if they get Daniel and don't let.
So he's the key to that offense. Is that what you believe?
Yeah.
I agree with it's a Daniel Bueno combination.
Yeah.
Because they played with each other for
It's
ever
just
since I was born. I don't know. But that was the key for us too.
Okay.
That's what we made our adjustment on was Bueno and Daniel, because they could be so lethal. But also getting a rush on Bueno.
Yeah.
I think that right there is the story. So
That's a big
it's how you guys can rush and get Bueno to move.
Well, is it Noah Rusher?
Maybe he is. I'm not sure.
I do rush.
Do you? You do a good job of it?
There's tape of me splitting him and Joey last week.
Wow.
Sig got it off quick though. He had the hot read, but I split them both. So
Great job.
Did you let him split? Or?
no, they can't win. He's slow.
He said he's slow. Let's go to the next one. Let's go lights out shockwave. So
Don't chalk one up for us, please.
we got two legit quarterbacks in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I say legit because I still believe that Garrett's a legit quarterback.
I don't know how he does it.
He knows what he's doing. He plays to his strengths. He stays away from his weaknesses, and he makes sure that nobody else exposes the weaknesses.
Yeah.
He tries. Yeah.
And then we have Sid. We have Manny Sid, who's just timeless. Dude knows what he's doing.
Sid
Again,
the kid.
he plays the entire field. He doesn't just play one half or the other. He has the arm to be able to just play the entire field, and he makes you guard the entire field.
He's also their best rusher.
Oh, he is?
I mean, isn't he?
Good rusher.
Wow.
He's a solid. Who's your, oh no! You guys have the other rusher.
11 or.
My bad. I forgot. I saw Sid on defense a lot on Sunday. That's
Again,
why I said
if I'm telling you in a
multiple
nutshell,
people who could rush.
if I'm telling you in a nutshell, shockwave
That's
lights
good.
out. Who you taking?
good.
I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Okay.
And lights out. Gonna take
You
it.
think lights
Yeah,
out?
hold on, but if you look at, I think you're saying that uneducated. No offense, but
Respectfully.
Look at our
Respectfully, you're dumb. Respectfully, though.
Look at our scores. No game has really gotten to a shootout. We've typically held people within 3 touchdowns.
So you're saying your
per
defense is
game.
better than your offense?
Yes. I'd rather defense wins championships, right?
I don't. I
And
mean,
flag?
we've typically scored 40 points, so
I
we
just
kind
feel
of
like
have a good
coming off of
equal-
a 0-2. It's gonna be a
We're
different
coming
feeling.
hot.
That's what I think.
And Garrett, I mean, I don't know how he does it. I get frustrated with it. He finds a way. I
We
don't
play
know.
y'all first.
Ooh, it's the first of a back-to-back.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
thank
your
you,
second-
Manny.
oh, that's
Thank
your
you.
second
It's not our
game.
second game.
It's
damn
your
it.
second
Fuck.
game?
It's our
So you-
first game.
No, but your second game.
Our
is
second
this.
game is so
So
you may
your
be right
defense
about the shootout.
probably will be a shootout.
Yeah.
Last game I have on the docket is going to be Toon Squad and Arc. So, I mean, it's going to be good blood. It's going to be bad blood. I mean, what are we thinking there? If you were a spectator on this game and you had to put some money down, you put money down on Toon Squad, you put money down on Arc.
I'd put money down on Art.
Yeah? I mean, it's kind of biased, right?
It's not biased.
It's biased.
Okay.
Am I biased?
Be
Would
more.
you?
Be more. What do you? Go ahead. Tell me what you're gonna tell me. Say what you're gonna say. Be more. Who would you take?
I'm gonna say.
Keep in mind. This is the Arc's second game of a back-to-back,
It's.
and it's Toon Squad's only game of the day. So they get to put all their energy into that one game, whereas
Man.
the Arc has them Rat Boys first to take all their energy away from them, and then they have to go into that game with whatever they got left.
Dude, I think that DRB art game is gonna be a good game.
We're talking about.
Let
Come
me
on.
answer. So.
They answered the question.
Art.
Thank you.
All right, why don't you think of
I said
oh,
art by
okay.
2.
By two.
By 2 points
Scores?
or 2 scores?
By 2.
The fuck does that mean?
I think 2 points. I think it is gonna be closer than we expect, though.
All right, Carlos, what about you?
No, it's gonna be Arc. It's gonna be 3-score difference.
Wow.
No, not even close.
But what if art comes off of a loss?
What if?
What if?
What if my aunt had a penis? She'd be my uncle, right?
Should have 2 more down. Yeah, I mean,
That shit was coming.
with that said, let's cut D1 Diva Division. Let's leave it there. I mean, that's a perfect way to end it. You know, talking about
Nothing.
Let's
You're
go.
something else.
Let's go now. EJ, thank you very
EJ,
much.
you're
Appreciate
awesome,
you.
bro.
AJ,
I'll see you on
congratulations
Sunday.
by the way having a baby girl.
Yes,
and how long?
congrats.
Baby girl, November.
And by the way, guys, rusher, I believe, is the hardest position on defense.
Thank you.
Not on defense, okay.
Thank you.
What's the
Rusher.
hardest on offense?
Quarterback.
Center.
I don't play offense. He doesn't allow me to.
Ooh.
He had to get that.
All right.
Always does.
Hey, you
Dog
had
me
a tough
anyway.
this past week.
Yeah, on one catch.
100%
You got a
complete
little-
percentage.
I'm taking off though right now, guys.
Alright,
All right.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thanks, bro.
Damn.
Go Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
Go Doyers.
Let's go D2. I want to go over the schedule real quick. Let's go over previous games.
I love that kid, by the way. He has a
We
great
had-
attitude.
Yeah, great guy.
Ghost
Yeah.
and Legion of Doom. We started out of the gate with Ghost and Legion of Doom.
I filmed that game.
Oh God.
Tell us more.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great game. And I'm not going to lie, I thought Doom had it in the bag. There's a couple guys on Ghost that complain a lot,
A couple.
that know the rules.
Well, they've been like veterans.
Yeah, and I'm like, man. But, yeah. But honestly, I thought they had it. And then I saw Dallas throw up a ball at the end. And I saw
Dallas,
who
the
was
quarterback for Ghost.
for Ghost.
Not
yeah.
Perry.
Not Perry.
They
Continue.
split.
They split.
Continue.
So I saw him throw up a ball,
Mhm.
and I was like, who's over there? And sure enough,
Tristan.
good old Tristan, baby.
Yep.
Fucking just. But the DB from Legion of Doom literally did not like have his footing, and he just kept going, and Tristan adjusted perfectly.
And went up and
in
over
the
him.
end zone. Yeah. It was a great game, though.
Yeah.
Amaya, we got a question? Oh, I thought you put your hand up for a question. Okay. Then we had Lightning over Land Sharks, 32-14.
Surprising.
After that, we had Lightning and Legion of Doom. That game.
Wow. Talk
Was-
about a defensive
Okay, there was
standoff.
three.
What the hell?
Hold on,
man,
hold on.
Drops.
Hold on. Oh man.
Carlos.
No joke.
12 points?
No joke.
Carlos.
Hey,
Bro, what?
Had one.
Darian? Is
that
this you? Is it just partially your fault?
I had one drop.
In the end zone? Or for a first down?
But it was on first down.
It was like this.
But it was in
So-
the end zone.
okay.
It was in the end zone.
So you could have, hold on, excuse me, I'm talking. So you could have tied the game?
I could have, yes, but Obi did. After
Well, that's what,
8 plays after Obi scored.
alright. That's what happens when you have a bunch of freaking rushers playing offense.
No. So
Well, you do, though. You have like 7 rushers on your team playing with slot and wide receiver. It's
Yeah.
wild.
yeah,
It worked.
yeah.
It doesn't look
So
like
the
it's
issue that we it was again, Javi Toyos plays a damn good defense,
12 points.
and
That's what I'm saying.
It
well-
was so boring.
so part of the issue was that
You do 3 picks?
yeah, I did.
Well, that's not that surprising.
It is to me. It is not to you.
That means that's your game. Your game is you don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, he only
It
throws
surprised
one.
me.
So the issue was the ball was taken out of my hands for the most part. Javi pretty much did what I do to most teams, and he just sat on the ball. So if you're watching the tape and you're the one that was recording it, he was holding that ball until about 2 seconds, snapping the ball, and then I think we had like 5 possessions the entire game.
So my other question is, so you have a defense now. Because like usually you play a game and you lose and it's 42-50 because you scored every possession but they had one more.
Mm-hmm.
But you just
The
you
first-
don't have
The first 4 possessions were
Let's count the drops.
interceptions, and yeah, they were interceptions and turnover on downs. So they had the ball first. They got 3-4 completions, and then they had an interception.
yeah, but you
I got the ball next. Same thing, 3 or 4, do an interception.
so what was the score at halftime?
The
6-6?
score at halftime was 12 to
12
6.
to 6. Yep.
No, it
So
was
you have a
12-0.
defense.
No, it was 12-6 because
12-6.
I had a chance to even it at halftime and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it was 12-6 at halftime.
So you have a defense now.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
think is
getting
more
better.
what do you think is more surprising about that, Manny? The fact that he only scored 12 or the fact that Lightning actually has a defense for once?
I
Because
don't know, man.
as long as I've known Carlos, they haven't had a defense.
The crazy thing about it, though, is like you guys hit it on the point, right? If Obi's a center
Yeah.
rusher. Brian
Is a
center
center
rusher. Luna
Rusher.
center rusher.
Darian rusher.
Darian center rusher.
Mhm.
I mean, you have like 4 guys that are like 6'5" or taller.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you wouldn't just double rush and make a quarterback throw through a forest. You know, like I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
We were going through the film, and the plan was to double
just
rush.
3 or 4 hours. You spent 3 or 4 hours studying on film.
no. I think it was
No?
5 minutes total. You cut the game up. It was a good job. 5 minutes is all I really saw. That's all I really needed to see. But
You didn't want
The-
to watch it
the-
100 times?
no, why?
Okay.
No. When you lose, you don't want to watch the game forever. You want to see what you need to see. You make your adjustments and you move on. 3 or 4 hours is for people that are warriors. So the adjustment that we want what I saw is what I wanted to see. But we sent 2.
Yeah.
But we were staying in a cover 2 defense with 2 safeties when what we should have been doing was transitioning over to a cover 1 and bringing one of those safeties down to check that dump off. And we were there late every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, you're the defensive guy. You understand what I'm saying about that?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, we had the 2 deep, and I told him, you can show the 2 deep, but as soon as the snap comes, you need to decide who's going down and who's staying up. And take that away. And we were there late, probably 6 or 7 times in a row.
It's Worm and who plays safety.
It's Worm, and it is... Huh? John plays corner. So it was Worm, and it was... I can't think of the second.
Was Red playing corner or was he
No,
playing safety?
Red was playing either corner or he was one of the rushers.
He rushes.
I just saw him, honestly, I saw
It's
him in the
Worm
back.
and it's
Nim.
Nim plays
Nim.
safety? Oh, okay. Well, I'll make it easy for you.
Red shorts.
Worm comes down and Nim stays over the top. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, throwing over Worm as a quarterback is
Hard.
a problem, and Nim will be able to play the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So if you do that, that's what you should do.
I mean, I knew the game was going to be tough. I knew that Javi was going to throw some stuff at me that I didn't see, and that one of the picks was a direct result of the coverage it was a disguised coverage and I
Invert
wasn't
2.
prepared. Yeah, exactly what it was. Invert 2, I was running a smash route on the far side, and yeah,
He did that.
Javi easily just came
bugs everybody up with that shit.
easily came underneath, and the ball. I mean, I thought I placed the ball perfectly. The cornerback just stepped back like 5 steps, and it was right there for him.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We're gonna learn from it and move on. But I again, every game that we're in, every single game, I'm not too worried about that right now. It's just fine tuning small things here and there. And again, like you said, the defense is getting better. It showed in this game. I'm happy with what I saw on the defensive end. I want to just make some small tweaks here and there. I need to be better with the ball on offense, and we should be just fine there.
Well,
So
you basically win one more game and you clinch a playoff spot, but we'll get to that later.
let's see.
Wolfpack,
Fucking
Los
mighty
Amigos.
this guy.
Wolfpack, Los Amigos.
Yep.
Who won that game?
Wolfpack 36. Apparently they could have
Can't put 90.
9. 9.
Their 17-game win streak comes to an end.
Lose streak.
Losing
streak. I'm sorry,
That,
losing
that, that,
streak.
that quarter of a beer really got to you.
Sorry, losing streak comes to an end. But
Congratulations.
they could have put 90 apparently. They took
Did
it easy.
they say that?
They relaxed.
They said that.
Yeah.
Owen, an 0-18 team said we're gonna put 90 up on them.
Well, they won, and then Cray, who was on their show, they said we should have put 90 on them. So. That
Where he
made-
said, like, next time I'm going to put 90 in
Yeah.
or something.
Well, you know what? They
Yeah.
won, and that's good for
That's
them.
good for
Good job,
them.
yeah,
You know,
hell
when you
yeah.
don't have that feeling in a long time.
Hey, you know, some people ride that wave. And
Some people, ride that way for what? Was that a 10-game win streak you guys were on?
Wow. You rode that wave, didn't you?
Yeah, we're talking about D2, though. Oh, we are. Yeah, crazy.
Well, I mean, no, I wasn't even being a dick. I was saying you guys were on like a
That-
10-game
yeah,
win
we
streak,
were-
That
right?
light finally went off. Ding.
Dick.
That wasn't even being you made me.
You're
I
always
wasn't.
He's,
I wasn't.
he's learned well. He's
I
learned
wasn't
well.
even. No, I wasn't even.
I was. Oh, did I say?
Shit, what's up?
No,
my bad.
No, I was.
Whoops.
Bring us back to
Don't
earth.
bring me in with these shit.
Bring us back to earth.
I'm not the rest of you. I'm not a fucking dad. I don't have that bullshit. I don't have that sarcasm.
The game.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Saw against Los Amigos. So
I mean, if Saw doesn't win that game, they're terrible.
my thing is how Los
Right.
Amigos put up 36.
Yeah, but they were that game.
What was this? What was
I
56,
guarantee
36?
Saw was
36.
fucking.
Saw was
Well,
messing
they
around.
probably, they probably trying some shit. I mean, that game is probably in the bag early.
We'll talk more about this about that team a little bit later when we talk about next week because there are a few matchups that I want to talk about with them. The other game I want to talk about real quickly is Ballers and Ghost.
That
So
was
that
a
was
game.
a game that
That was a
again, yeah, next to
Close.
There were a few good games.
I
early on this week.
ref that one, and that was back. That was a
So
Korean. That was the Korean barbecue bowl
Ooh.
because Perry and Aaron had a bet that the loser had to take the winner to.
So there was a Korean barbecue bowl and there was a Taco Tuesday bowl on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case,
I love this league.
it was a back and forth game.
Right?
It was a back and forth game.
Who was quarterback for Ghost?
For the most part, it was Perry. And he
Okay.
actually did really well.
Yeah.
He actually did really well. Both teams made mistakes. Like for example, Aaron threw an interception in the end zone, and it just like hit the guy's chest and it went up in the air.
Oh.
But
Who was it?
Uh,
Was it Diamante?
no, it wasn't Diamante. I believe it was. I believe it was Isaac. I'm not sure. But either way, they were. I mean, look. Aaron threw for 309 yards and 5 touchdowns. Perry threw for 314 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Okay.
The biggest difference makers that I saw was both of them know how to use their centers very well. So you had Perry. Jesse was playing center.
Oh,
So hold on. If Ghost threw for if Perry threw for 5 touchdowns, there must have been no conversions. If they scored 30 points,
No, they didn't.
is your math good?
Yes.
Yeah.
6 times 5?
30.
Okay.
But Jesse caught 9 for 97 and 2 tubs, and
Shocking.
then Tristan killed him for 5 and 121. But then if you look on the other side, Gabe 8.
Lit.
Dude, 11
up.
catches for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns or whatever. So
you told
it was
him up.
basically
Don't
both
eat
of
all
them.
those.
Well,
It was a battle of attrition with the centers.
it was basically like, let me make my one read, and if it's not there,
Gabe.
I'll chuck it to my center. And both teams didn't do a very good job of adjusting defensively.
I mean, that's good for the quarterbacks, though, because they're both new, and
yeah.
that's a good thing to see, because
Fucking check down Alex.
So, I mean, okay, so Ballers came out ahead on that
that's
game.
butthole
Yeah.
37 to
Yes.
30,
And it was a
okay?
good game. It was a good game.
So, the next guest I have on...
Levi sealed the game with a late pick on Perry.
Really?
Yeah.
The next guest I have on, I want to talk to because I want to talk to him about specifically how they played
Oh,
against
God.
Ballers.
Is it that? Ugh.
Don't, just let me do my thing.
He already did a lot of talking on the sideline.
not the number you have dialed.
Someone's got a Google number.
That was-
Jay, how you doing, man?
We're talking about Jay from the Rams.
Jay from the Rams.
What?
Jay from the Rams.
Jay, ask Jay how much he talked during that game versus Ballers.
He hears you, Jay. How much did you talk during that game against Ballers?
Oh, I talked the whole game. That was the you gotta talk all day. They have to hear.
Yeah. So, okay, Jay, give me a real brief rundown, okay? Before you played with Rams, you were playing with another team, correct?
Yeah, I was on BLB. It was supposed to play the Tar Heels. I chose the Rams.
You chose the Rams over BOB and Tar Heels. No, but you know what? I will say this. Since he chose the Rams have been undefeated, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, talk to me about that game against Ballers because apparently you played a big role in that game.
It wasn't just me. It was the team as in general. Before that, all 3 games, we were struggling as a team. It wasn't clicking. We would do everything. We would go good, go good. We would go good, go good, go good. But then we would slip up and then mess it all up. So that game, it just all clicked as a team. Finally, after so many tries, it just finally clicked.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys had some pretty ugly losses against teams you guys probably on paper shouldn't have lost to, but then for whatever reason you guys come up against Ballers and the game just kind of clicks. Was there something specific that happened? I mean, you know better than I do because you were on that field.
Nah, nothing specific. It was more everybody wanted to play. Everybody wanted to win. It was something that we as a team was more into it than the Ballers were. Mentally, we was more prepared and it showed.
Okay.
I mean, I have to agree with him because during the game, it looked like the Ballers were sort of emotionally exhausted from their game with Ghost, and it was the second game.
Oh, second game of a
Second
back-to-back.
game of back-to-back.
Yeah.
And so the Rams were all. Plus, another thing I got to give credit to Jay about is that Jay apparently knows every rule in the rule book now. We've been training him to be a ref. He's been
He's
doing it.
doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job as a ref.
He's the most
doing a great
educated
job.
ref there is.
But he was actually updating me on several rules during the game. Was very helpful. Him and Dre were very helpful. They were a little loud in my ear, but they were very, very helpful assisting me in my reffing.
Yeah, Jay, don't be afraid to tell the commish what's up.
Hey, I learned from Hodney. I ain't let that slide.
Well, hey, you got that big interception in the end zone, which sort of set the tone. Tell us about that matchup because you were going up against the big receiver from
Charles.
Yeah, that was a big matchup, but you got a pick in the end zone. Tell us about that.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a matchup. It was more because we wasn't running man or nothing like that. We were supposed to be in cover 2, and I was just finding work. I looked and seen him going for a post and seen AJ checking and tried to look away and then check back. So I just played off and then kind of baited him. He threw it. It was a bad pass, but I just made the play on the ball.
You also could have had a pick 6 on the goal line. I mean, you batted it down on the 4th down, so you got another stop. But that should have been a pick 6, damn it.
Yeah, nah, I caught a cramp, like mid-pick. Like,
Cramp, mid-pick. I never heard that. Mid-pick, I caught a cramp.
Mid-pick, like in action, I jumped it and caught the cramp. It was like that.
So, would you guys say that this team, the Rams, are clicking at the right time?
I mean, yeah, I think they got 2 big wins, especially against ballers, right? So
Yeah, no, I mean, I asked it as in general.
Yeah, they're finally getting hot because, I mean,
I want to hear what Jay has to say.
Honestly, Jay, can I ask you a real question? You have all that talent on that team, all right? Oh, you have all that talent on that team, okay? Why has it taken you this long to put it together?
Well,
Oh, that's a deep breath.
For everybody, like, because I can't speak for like everybody, so we're only been there 3 games. Those 3 games, we've added me, Dre, and JD. So it was just more. They was just missing pieces. They had people on the team who wasn't there to win. They was just there to play. I don't play to play. I play to win. There's no point in playing if I ain't winning. There's no point. So
Shit's not fun if you're not winning.
it was just more. They didn't have the right attitude. So he added my guy Gotti. Feel me? Gotti got trust. Added the right player. That's all he needed.
Hey Jay, I got a question
So
for you.
we're giving Gotti credit for this.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, well, he made it happen. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Gotti did make it happen.
I mean, I guess.
So Gotti is the vocal leader and the captain of the team.
He's captain, but he ain't the vocal leader.
Who's the vocal leader?
I don't know. You're pretty vocal. You're pretty vocal, Jay.
Yeah, Dre, cause nah, I'm not covered to lose. No, I don't care what division. 1, 2, 3, 7. Nah, there's no point.
I can respect that.
I respect the shit
Any
out
more?
of
Do you
that.
have a question?
When times get bad, say you guys go this week, you got a big game coming up this week against Lightning here. What's going to happen if you're on the other side of a victory this week? Are you going to fix it? Or you feel like there's going to be players on that team that are like, man, this team sucks? Or are you guys all in on Rams? Or is it just a temporary team for you guys?
Well, I play for BLB. I'm gonna be honest with you. But they got their team set. I chose to play for Rams this season. But nah, it's more. Even after this, like say we was to lose, there's nothing gonna change. We still gotta finish the season. We still can make the chance even with a loss to the playoffs. So it's more. We gotta finish strong. Just one bad hiccup doesn't change the aspect of the whole season.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna. If they make the playoffs, and they probably should, I don't think anyone's gonna want to play them. I think the only thing holding them back, to be honest with you, Jay, is that your quarterback is a big lover of Jordan Mids, which I think is a horrible lifestyle choice. So I think in the end he's probably gonna throw like 2 picks in some playoff game and flatten that out. Yeah, I said it, Jeff. So, anyways, I said it out loud.
Nah, I got Jeff. He just don't trust himself. So the more he's playing his head, like that's all it is. Like those interceptions he do be throwing be just him just overthinking himself. So you gotta get him out of that. I ain't gonna lie.
Get him out of that.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Jay, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for making some time for the podcast. As always, we love the commentary. We love the energy you bring to this game. We love the energy you bring to the organization as a whole. So keep doing you. Don't let anybody change you on that, and good luck to you going forward. Just not next week.
Nah, we taking a dub, bro. We taking a
We'll see about that. You take care, man. Talk to you later.
You too.
All right, Jay.
All right.
So you missed one thing to thank him for.
What was that?
You forgot about him coaching up the refs during his game.
Oh yeah.
That's the most important part.
Wow. I have one more guy
Oh God.
that I want to
Who is it now?
get on. So give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec.
The big D in here.
The big D.
Pause.
I'm fucking lost.
Dre.
Oh God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why we got 2 Rams players on the
Rams?
night?
Hey, I
players
mean,
in here?
they
They
won
win
2
one
ga-
game.
Manny, you
They
know
won.
it was coming.
They won 2 games.
Oh.
They get 2 guests.
Yeah.
Manny, you knew it was happening, man.
Well, yeah, I know because you were in my ear the whole game, telling me how to ref the
Yes,
freaking
sir.
game.
Yes, sir.
Dre, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah,
Give
please.
yourself a proper introduction here.
How y'all doing? My name's Dre, aka better known as Big Ghetto.
Big ghetto.
Center for the Rams Flag Football Division 2.
Dre, I love it. Hey, congratulations on 2 victories, on 2 good victories. I was just talking to Jay before I brought you on. What I want to know is how you like this team, how you like the way the team is constructed, because, you know, we got GM Gotti, who was pulling miracles by getting 3 guys from D1 to come over to D2 and play in our crappy division, and you guys got 3 dubs. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. To start things off, I do gotta give props to my man Gotti, and Gotti we trust. Because he did put together a good team.
Big trust.
They said that shit in the group.
How
chat.
much he pay you? How much did he pay you, Dre? Just be honest.
I'm not gonna speak on contracts or anything like that on the podcast right now.
Yeah. We get it.
We're gonna keep that in. We're gonna keep that in home.
Hey, talk real quick about the 2 W's you got over the weekend, because I know you played a big part in it. I know Jay played a big part in it. But let me know you guys played Ghost, and who was the other team you guys played?
Ballers.
We played Land Sharks and Ballers.
Yeah.
Oh, Land Sharks and Ballers. Okay, so Land Sharks, did that game go as you guys expected it? Obviously, you got the W. Talk about Ballers. How did that game go, and how are you guys able to pull out that W?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ballers. We just came out with a high intensity. I don't know if it was because they game lasted a little longer and they was exhausted, but our intensity came high. Our defense came to play. I think we made like a big goal line stop the first drive within the 10 yards, and that just gave us another boost of confidence. And from there, it was just all she wrote.
All right. So you guys have a good shot of making the playoffs. For D2, the top 7 teams advance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, top 7.
So as it is right now, I believe you guys are sitting right at number 6 or 7. You got a big game coming up this weekend. You guys, you know who you guys play?
Yeah, I heard it's some sorry ass team named the Lightning.
Wow.
Sorry ass.
I love it. You ain't got to give me any secrets, but any kind of schemes you guys got planned, anything like that, I can take notes right now.
Really just keep our intensity high and fly around. We
Well-
got the athletes to do it, so why not?
All right, sounds good. I took those notes. I'll make sure that the team, knows that. Bulletin board material. Manny, you got anything?
I got
for
a
Dre?
fun fact, Dre. There's a rule in place that you have to catch the ball past the line of scrimmage in order for you to advance it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Half of those was really just Jeff trying to get rid of the ball. So I'm gonna have to work something out with my quarterback to where he throw it out there for me and run underneath it or something.
Kind
like
of
that.
floats it out there for you.
Well, yeah,
huh?
because he floated it behind the line of scrimmage. Like he
Oh,
didn't
behind.
So
Oh.
it was pretty much Jeff, mid-tier Jeff, Jordan Jeff, throwing him passes
Jordan
behind the
Jeff.
But I also appreciated Dre all the helpful the training that you gave me when I was repping your game. That's awesome that you've come so far as a ref that you're giving me helpful hints throughout the game. You and Jay. See how everything goes
Yeah,
full
it's
circle.
all cyclical.
It's all
Everything is
everything
cyclical.
goes full circle.
They're two up and coming. They're 2 up and coming refs, so they know the rules. They want to make sure that everybody else knows them too.
I also say this much.
I also know Manny's getting a little older. So
See, yeah,
You can't get much older.
I
than
mean,
Manny.
We about to put him in a hole.
I also got to say this. I think that of all the refs that we have, he's actually got the smoothest countdown. Whenever he's doing a count, oh yeah, Dre, am I not wrong? Like your count 5, 4. It's smooth.
As Manny is saying, it's the R&B voice.
There you go. It's the R&B boys.
Oh man, Dre, I got a question for you. Before you played on Rams, what team were you part of?
I was part of BOB.
You're still part of BOB, right? Is this a 1-season deal with Rams, or I mean, I'm going back to contracts, or did they got you for an extended contract?
No, I'm with my man Gotti.
Ooh.
Well, he would Gotti.
So you're a permanent ad for the
He's
Rams?
gonna be a permanent ad.
I put trust in Gotti, so you feel me? I'm gonna stick it out with him.
And Gotti, they trust.
Damn,
I like
so
it.
look at Gotti.
In Gotti, they trust.
Gotti finally picked up a non-rental.
A non-rental.
I respect it.
Shout out Gotti.
In Gotti, they trust.
So
Yeah,
Dre,
but
Dre's
good
gonna be
for them.
he's an important addition moving forward. No matter who he is gonna be keeping their backside clean. No matter who the quarterback is. I mean, you got Dre as that center. You're gonna be clean. You're gonna have a good pocket, hopefully. So Dre, anything you want to say to anybody on the Rams moving forward? You want to talk? You want to talk them up? Now's your chance.
Nah, really, just message to the team. Keep your heads high. Just because we got a couple wins now, don't mean we can't lose later. Also, that's really it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I like it.
Gotta keep winning.
Gentlemen,
Keep the intensity high, like I said.
any questions for Dre before I let him go?
Nah, he covered it.
Dre, you did a fantastic job on this podcast. I really appreciate you coming on, speaking your mind. I wish you luck going forward, just not on Sunday.
No problem, no problem. You know it's all love to you, Carlos.
Yes,
Except
sir.
next weekend.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Except next
Take
weekend.
him out, Dre. Take him out. All right. Hey, and by the way, you've been doing.
Oh, he's going down for sure.
Hey, by the way, you've been doing a great. You and Jay, I know you guys came along, and you guys have been a really big part of our organization, not only with the reffing, but helping set up and being part of our whole community. So I just want to say thank you. Appreciate you guys for just being who you guys are. I appreciate giving you guys gas money every night.
No problem, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Dre, thank you very much for being on. I wish you well. Good luck to you on Sunday, and I will see you.
All right, good luck to you too.
All right, take care.
In Gotti, they trust. I like it.
2
Bye.
Rams
Trusting Gotti.
victories, 2 Rams guests. Why didn't we have Gotti on though? Gotti's the captain.
Because he's
Quiet.
Cause
Too
he's
quiet.
trash.
trash.
I'm talking. Sorry, I'm talking.
D1 player saying he's
Yeah,
afraid.
he was kind of quiet the last time we had him on. He didn't really say much. Had to bring on the BOB guys to get something going out of him.
He's D1 for 2 games. D1 player saying he's trash.
So let's go over the slate of let's go over the slate of the D2. Let's go over D2 schedule coming up. So we'll start off with DX is making their comeback. They've been gone for what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
Good lord.
So they're playing Aces, DX, and Aces.
Good game.
I hope Juan is better.
Yeah.
Fun.
What do we think is going to happen this game? I mean, Aces are riding
I don't know,
high.
man. Aces are hot.
They're doing a damn good job. They're
Yeah.
getting better every single week. I don't think they faced. They're going to face a rush like this, but
Their center's legit.
conversely, I don't think DX has the athletes to be able to keep up with Aces.
And the quarterback, Kevin, for Aces, he's shifty.
Yeah.
So, he's not a guy who's just going to stand in the pocket. He's able to create play. That's what killed him against Duke. He got killed.
Mhm.
Is that he was able to break, contain, and make plays down the field. I think Aces are riding high right now. I say they play with a stacked deck, and I think they take the win.
Okay. Aces or DX?
Juan's had 2 weeks to drink. Probably put on some beer weight.
Lift weights a little bit.
DX.
Ah.
Love Juan, but I'm gonna go with Aces. Seems to be.
Okay.
I feel like the pieces are clicking for them.
Yeah.
now, and I've noticed an improvement in their game.
All right. Lightning, Rams.
Rams.
The refs.
Rams.
And the Rams are hot.
The refs, is that what you
The
said?
refs.
I think the
I'm
Rams,
reffing that game.
I think the Rams got the pieces.
I think the Rams are hot. I think the Rams take it.
It'd be a good game.
Aces, Land Sharks.
Oh, come on.
Aces.
Aces.
Ballers, Saints.
Ballers.
Jack Boys, Lightning.
Lightning.
DX, Land Sharks.
DX.
DX. Yeah.
Pretty split. Fat Tony's gonna go. I'm pretty sure.
Wolfpack, Killer
Fat
Bees.
Tony's going 7-1.
All right, this is a good one.
Wolfpack who?
Killer Bees.
Killer Bees by 2.
Well, I don't know.
touchdowns.
Craig was on here saying that Killer Bees were trash. I actually got that quote.
You know what,
Trash.
Cray? In Cray, I trust this week. Wolfpack wins versus Killer Bees.
Wow.
Sorry,
Killer Bees.
Brandon Ogborn.
Killer Bees by 2 touchdowns.
Killer Bees take it, and then Cray's back here
I'm going
saying
with my
that
quarterback, Killer Bees.
they need to start a new losing streak. So I'm
We
gonna
need to
go-
start a new one.
Oh.
Killer
last-
Bees just have. I think they have too much for him.
Last game of the slate is Doom, Killer Bees.
That's probably the game of the week for you.
Yeah,
too.
but Javi will probably find a way to slow down that offense, and then
Javi will take the 6'6" guy out of the game.
yeah, and Hardy.
Yeah.
And he has, by the way, he has 9 drops.
Wow.
I mean, that mattered when I was playing D2.
No one gives a shit
So-
about 10 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Old ass
Hey,
man.
Daddy.
So
Yeah.
I think Doom takes it. The biggest issues I see.
It'll be a
is-
good game, though, I think.
The biggest issues I see is like with you guys
Mhm.
and with Doom is that you guys beat everyone that you should beat, and then you guys lose to every team that you should lose to. Like so, come playoff time, you're gonna play a team that you're gonna have to upset. I mean, you're not gonna be favored, and those games you sort of struggle. Like it either because you're defensively challenged, which is in your case, or in Doom's case, their offense goes through stretches where they're basically there's nothing being done.
Yeah.
And so they should put a team away, but they let them hang around, and then the aces will come back on them and beat them. You know, we talked about the ghost game. That game probably should have been. There was a couple of interceptions I saw Daniel throw that it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
You know.
One thing I saw on the sidelines versus Lightning, there was a specific player on Doom came off the field, was mad because he didn't get a pass when he expected to get a pass, and he was talking to other players about how his quarterback was trash, and that specific. I've been there before, and the
You were the
implosion.
quarterback.
I've been there before.
And the implosion of that could really ruin what they have going potentially if that continues.
I think it's you touch a good point because sometimes as a quarterback, sometimes you have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
Yes.
have. If you tend to
Not
be
sometimes, all the time.
If
No.
you're a quiet guy, right? Like for example, like if you're a quiet guy, like and again, I'm just gonna speak freely here because. But
When
for,
don't you?
For example, like Jeff, right? Jeff from the Rams. You have Daniel from Doom.
Jelly of Lights Out.
I used to tease you about when you had certain
Yeah,
players that were a little loud.
Only you.
Sometimes what ends up happening is touch on your point is that everyone thinks that because you're quiet and you're in a testosterone filled environment
That you're timid.
that you're because you're quiet silence means weakness. And so then everyone starts becoming the offensive coordinator. We should be running this. We should be running that.
Yeah.
Well, if you win that, and then to walk off the field and basically call your quarterback trash, especially when your team is there.
That's right there.
Around, right,
Okay,
yeah.
that sends a message because as a quarterback, right? I always tell my receivers, if you have an issue, we'll talk about it on the sidelines. But as a quarterback, if you drop a pass, I'm not gonna be like, "What the fuck, bro? Why can't you fucking catch that shit?"
Shit
Because
happens.
now I'm showboating. And I'm basically
Now you're
dogging
showing
in
them
front
up.
of everyone. There's no difference than when you're walking off the field. And as an opposing player, when I see that, I'm like, "We got him.
Yeah.
We got him right where we want him."
Yeah.
You can even get into their heads. Man, they're not throwing you the ball because I've seen some of your guys do it. They're not gonna throw you the ball over here. They start running the routes all differently because they
Or they
wanna-
just give up on the route
or they
halfway.
give up on their
Yeah.
routes. And it's like that's not playing team ball. So I think part of that's part of the growing process, and I think also it's also part of the deal that Hub was talking about earlier is that you get these sometimes players aren't loyal because they sort of see it as like, well, if I went to this other team,
I'll
I
win.
could- I'll win.
I'd be so
It's-
much better.
And so it's not about winning.
Yeah.
Sounds like you just said it's about I'll get more catches.
It's an eye game for
Yeah,
Well,
it
yeah.
is. And it's like, okay, do you want to win,
Or do you just want to have stats?
or do you want to just have stats? Because
Yeah.
no one really remembers stats. I always tell people, who was the leading receiver in D2 last season? No one gives a shit. And you know who the leading receiver? No one. No.
Who
You know,
was it?
it was.
Steve
I
Wise,
think it was.
baby.
I think it was Was
It
it,
was Pierre, huh?
was it Pierre?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was in
you
Europe.
know.
Well, I know Miles had the single
Yeah,
game.
and then you also had, but then you also had Joseph, but none of those guys won a championship until they got team ball and everyone understood what it is. I get, I think that's what people, especially at the lower levels, as they're coming up, as we get new players, they have to understand that you build your reputation on stats. You start talking to people about stats in flag football, and they're looking at you like,
Don't
what?
give a shit.
You know, if I had to ask you who are the top receivers in D2 right now, I guarantee you, without looking at the stats, most of the guys you would name probably wouldn't be on the top of the stat sheet.
Yeah.
So they have to take that with a grain of salt. In Daniel's deal, we forget that this is only his second season as a starting quarterback, so he still has to develop some of that game management and how to put the game away.
Also, some of that chemistry.
And then talk about chemistry and Jeff's part. We forget that he's got all these athletes, but he's never really worked with them before.
One of them besides
So
one.
yeah, exactly. So you're just throwing bodies at him, and yeah, they're all good, but he has no rhythm with them. And you could tell that there's parts sometimes where they struggle because there's no rhythm there.
Yeah.
So that with that, that's why it doesn't always click. Whereas the Aces, no one knew about Kevin playing quarterback. All we knew is the Aces were that team that won one game or something in Saturday. When we were playing in the Saturday League, that's when we were here talking about it. We were like, they're going to win one game. And here they are, they're probably going to get a playoff spot. And Kevin's out there, but you could tell they trust Kevin. Danny's having a crazy year, but everyone's making contributions, and that's sort of like what you want ultimately, is everyone contributing and getting there. So
There's a lot to say about like the Aces sticking together through like the tough times.
Oh, yeah.
Like teams that stick together and really try to build something.
Yeah, it reminds me of a team in D1 right now.
yeah.
What team is that?
Team that sucked for a long time in D2 and
What-
figured
and-
it out and went to D1.
And how long? But you talk about all that stuff you had to go through, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like forever ago, but it was actually this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it was. There was a lot.
Guys quit on you.
Quit on us during
Right?
COVID.
They walked off. They quit on you. It was like a rotating deal. We talk about Gotti or whatever, but the fact was they came and went, and then you finally settled on a roster, and then you got hot and you made it. Like I said, not all of us are lucky enough to play
Natural.
with our best friends who are also the best athletes on the field.
It's
It was
not.
my receiver first. Though, so.
Yeah, okay.
Back in air. I mean, back in the Top Gun.
That's my guy, you know what I mean? Like some of us are blessed, some of us
Not yet.
aren't, you know?
Some
Just
of us
stick
have nuts
together.
and some of us don't.
That's I feel like.
Yeah,
a
some
big
can have
thing.
kids, some can't.
I mean,
Anymore.
You can if you want, but
Anymore.
I can't anymore.
I can't, but it's fine.
What if it still works?
I think when you get
It's
teams,
Marty.
like your squad when the season got canceled in another league, I felt like that team was just a unit. Like it was just a team. Yeah, you were very talented, but you guys all knew your role, and that's what made you guys more dangerous. It wasn't that you guys were, because we played talented teams before, but
Yeah.
they whatever, that was a different deal. Same thing with our team. It was like maybe not the most talented team, but everyone knew what they were going to do. And I think when you get to that point, it's very dangerous. I mean, obviously you always want to have a talented crew, but that's why I always like teams like the Ballers too. Like, if you watch their games, at some point or another, Aaron's going to crack. He's going to get on Isaac's case. He's going to get on Diamante's case. He's going to chew them out or whatever. But then they're going to go in the sideline. They're going to be like, oh, okay. And then they're always in every game. And I think it gets into the opponent's head because they're like, why are they still in here? And then they just pull it out, and it's sort of they don't know when to stop. They just keep playing, and that's why when last week when we talked about their game, we had them pick on. I mean, that's going to be the playoffs are going to be really interesting because you're going to have, going back to your point, you're going to have Saw, right?
Fucking beast.
Who are looking like crazy.
Unbeatable.
The biggest concern I would have, I think the most talented team, but the big concern I would have was what happens when they're in a close game. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Because we've seen instances where they sort of break down a little bit. They were my pick to win it all, but I want to see what happens if a team just hangs around. A team like Ballers might hang around. They don't play them in the regular season. A team like Ballers might hang around and might get a little bit different. You have a team like Ghost, right? Who's like, okay, then who's going to be the quarterback? Let's say it's the playoffs. And you're on that last drive. Are you going to give the ball to Dallas? Or are you going to give the ball to Perry? If you don't make that decision now, it's going to cost you in the playoffs.
Yeah, what's the saying if you have two quarterbacks?
You don't have any,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you're going to have to find out. Are the Rams going to be that team, much like your team, that got hot toward the end, and you guys started meshing, and all of a sudden no one wants to play you because you guys are hot?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of great questions, a lot of great matchups. I think the cream of the crop is going to make the playoffs. I don't think there's going to be many surprises. You know, can Doom, you know, upset and score enough points? If Doom finds an offense and can score some points with Javi's defense, I think they could beat anyone. But the question is, can they score enough points against the top teams? Because ballers are going to put up points. Saw's going to put up points. Can they do that? That's something that we're going to have to see. It's gonna be great, man. You know, it's D2 is.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. You know, D1's a battle.
It's like a taboo.
D1's
it's not even a taboo. It's like I miss it.
D1 is a battle. You know, this week we're gonna go up against, and you guys are gonna rebound, and you guys are gonna go up against your D1. It's a battle.
Hopefully.
But D2, it seems it's more hotly contested. There's more questions there, and it's gonna be nice.
So touching on that real quick, because I know we're going long, but what I noticed is not very much.
Heyo.
Deep threat, baby. But really, like the fucking what I've noticed about D1 and D2, a lot of the games in D2 seem lopsided, right? Like you know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
But in D1, when two good teams go, it's
one
literally
possession,
one
two possessions.
possession.
Yeah, Sid told you that.
Yeah, I know,
Okay,
but
well.
I've realized that with you guys and
Yeah.
even with Most Wanted.
Yeah.
And it's something that even doesn't become about that. It becomes about
We
extra.
would have beat you.
It's something that becomes about extra points. Like for example, right? Like it really does become like it was a 1-point game for you guys. You talk about how close it was your game. He might argue the point, but how close it was.
Dude, it's fun.
Ours literally came down to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't see that really happening in D2.
It's very rare.
It's very almost.
And, I
like,
mean, you had it happen, but it was, you know, I think Ghost won on like the last play.
Yeah.
Who?
So.
Yeah.
It's
You know, so it's very.
But you know, right?
We use the analogy. We always say that like D1's like the pros, like the NFL, and it sort of is because it really does become to 1 or 2 possessions, whereas D2 is more like college. You're gonna get some, you might get some upsets.
And you get some upsets.
You get some
lopsided
upsets. You're gonna rush the field like Texas A&M this past weekend against Alabama.
You deserve it.
You know, or you get some Magnesium States versus Oregon.
Or you get Oklahoma beating Texas.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Ooh, wow. He saved that one.
Oh,
He was
that was
saving
an
that
aggressive
one.
F word.
That
Yeah.
was he saved that one.
On that note,
On that note,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
and I meant it.
By the way, we got 2 more weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Also want to remind everyone that we're taking signups for the tourney. That's going to have the 2-day tourney, December 4th and 5th.
If you sign up
Okay.
for D1, you will lose the
Okay. So I'm just telling you right now, spots are filling fast. You give $100 deposit for your team fee. It'll also reserve your spots, non-refundable, but it'll reserve your spot. The rest won't be due until November, I think, 24th. But it's going to be a great time. But please don't wait because once it gets filled,
It's
filled. It's full. There's
Do
no.
we have another tournament too?
Yeah, and that's where we're going. So we're going to have, thanks to Joey Prodigy, we'll post it, but we're going to have a draftsgiving, and that's going to be a 6-team draft tourney, November 21st. Be Sunday night, again, between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. We have 3 fields. It'll run smoothly. We can only have enough room for 60 players, okay? So after it sells out, 'cause usually what I get is like, if anyone doesn't show up, it's like every time we throw these, everyone ends up showing up, okay? That's, if you're hoping that someone just drops out, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start sign-ups starting tomorrow. $40 includes a shirt. Okay, champs will get their hoodies and flags, and we're going to have the whole get-together. And I guess I said it'll be November 21st, a Sunday, at 4 o'clock at night. Runs all the way to 8 o'clock. So it should be a great time. We have nothing but great things coming up. So that's what I'm trying to give. We're trying to give a little bit away at a time or whatever, so you guys get surprised and get some treats. But a lot of thank you tournaments for having people come out there and play and having a great time. So
For a year of great football.
yeah,
That's what we're doing.
Your COVID ball.
yep.
When everyone else gave up, we gave in.
You tell me you got a question now?
It's involving the last.
Now we got a question.
It's a
Okay,
Maya.
what?
So
It's a Maya.
Hub's asking about how the format for the All-Star game is going to work out.
Oh God. The best team on one side is going to play the best team on another side, and they play each other and they win. And then I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. It's a Pro Bowl. When's the last time you said, "Man, that was That was a great Pro Bowl. Good thing that the
Well,
NFC won.
Okay, listen, that's the only thing he has to look forward to. Okay, give the guy. It was tough. It was tough.
We'll come up with a format and we'll announce it. We have Javi's in here, and Javi's usually the one that handles all that stuff.
The
That's a
mastermind.
hobby question.
The mastermind
for sure.
behind it. So the Pro Bowl, I mean, it'll be the first All-Star game that we have. In fact, I don't remember another league
Having
that
an
have an
All-Star
All-Star
game.
game. So we're gonna have that. So again, it'll be an undercard because championship weekend, which is November 14th, you're gonna have the Pro Bowl, you're gonna have the D2 championship, and you're gonna have the D1 championship. So everyone could be out there, enjoy some food. You better bring some goodies, okay? And then we'll have a good time.
Yeah, and on the draft tournament, pick me up as a wide receiver. I'm not playing defense.
Why the fuck did you
Do we
deepen
have a
your
list of
voice?
quarterbacks?
Yeah.
And
Wide
slate night on this dick.
Wide receivers are sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got
On that note,
Shout out my guys.
on that note,
On
for
the
these
arc.
two white guys next to me, Noah Deverselli and B. Moore. I can't say his government name because I'm not allowed to. We
It's
have
not serious time.
we have
Shout out
Titan.
Darian.
We have Titan Media. We have Joey the Prodigy.
Prodigy
have-
Apparel.
Dan the Man Aviator Media, who provided this fantastic banner that we have in front, as well as Joey the Prodigy.
Off center banner.
Off center
Center.
according to Javi.
What a hater.
Cool.
That's crazy.
For the commish who shows up halfway but takes
Sorry.
up all the time by talking way too much. I am your host, Carlos Padilla. This is another episode of Air Raid Podcast, and we are out.
Good night.
Good night.